this set.
And I can't blame Phantom as well for going Steve. You want to win, you want to get far in this tournament, you do what you can. It's called meta for a reason, and he's playing towards it. Oh, I like that. Actually, just setting up those blocks and just getting those iron tools, contrary to Syrup, going for the stone tools instead. So, interesting, tactics from both these guys, and I like that. That we're seeing two different Steves, but they had kind of different. I mean, they have the same end goal, but different ways to get there.
Yeah, that can certainly help watching any two characters like, see different approaches. Donald J. Kong wanting to instead focus on something like focus on immediate damage rather than mining, get a quicker mining loop as well using iron tools and not have to worry about crafting anything in the early stock leads due to having stuff like diamond and gold for later stocks more reliably. It's just a different way to approach the mining loop certainly helps. And placing all of these blocks for sure are going to let you spend all of the time in the world mining, even if you didn't craft iron tools.
Definitely. I'm loving this patience from Donald J. Kong. Kind of just standing there, being like, what are you going to do? Because if you do something, I'm punishing you. And speaking of that, gets that roll read, gets the up smash. And Donald J. Kong with a stock lead, so now BD being forced to approach and find his way through this impenetrable wall, as it seems.
That up tilt he did in order to set up on the platform was insanely safe, by the way. That was like a walk away up tilt. Recognized the tech on the platform and played into it. And now we're getting pick loops as well
Ooh.
with the double nil in order to convert.
Hey, our Fusion 5 Arcadian winner right there. With this Steve. So
So true. Very true. Oh, down to cover the air dot. Man, what is happening to these Steves lately? Like they are putting on a show.
Oh, there you go. Just letting it rip. You kind of have to, right? At this point, with this big of a deficit, you kind of just gotta let that rip. Then hope and pray that you're able to stall enough and get enough damage to the point where you can bring it back. But Donald J. Kong, too aware of that, and is gonna try and take the stock a little bit slow. Of course, you don't want to rush it, but when you get in like that and you put yourself in a position under a Steve, that's gonna be stock. That's gonna be game number one for Donald J. Kong.
Yeah, I wonder if that was some sort of misinput as
I
well,
think
like going
so.
for like a straight down air when Steve was already above you. Did really like this place block, walk back, super safe pressure that converted into a stock. And then this is what you think of, right? Like the pick loops, the double nil, like finding two reps, no tech as well
Oh.
from BeatyBean. So when push comes to shove and he's playing against a character you do not want to interact with, that's when the Mii Sword Fighter comes out. But it's Phantom starting off strong with instant double roll in, find your starter, convert big, not able to find the stock like he did previous, but
Oh
it's just
my
good.
god, dude.
Wow,
That
that's a perfect start.
footstool. Oh my. Perfect is an understatement. That was just jeez, man. And now BD Bean has so much work ahead of himself. Of course, we saw earlier that back air being able to break blocks pretty quickly, but you can't break blocks when you're in disadvantage, when you're in hitstun constantly. And Don J. Kong gonna keep on, putting BD Bean in this position where he can't really do much. Good down choke. Ooh, okay, wait. BD Bean got a cooking?
Pickup there was nice, and then going for the downer as well, but the jabs are going to get rolled away from. All right, a pivot from BeatyBean there, but these SDI,
Mm.
just not there. Luckily for him, Phantom does miss the nil follow-ups instead. BD behind the 8 ball, choosing to use the Gale Stab to get back onto stage. The trading or the contact between Light Shuriken not enough to destroy even an unpowered minecart. That's going to lead to his stock. Just such negative trades and negative value on the part of BD with his Mii
Nice.
Sword Fighter. Finds the down throw conversion, but he's got a long road ahead of him.
Yeah, and that road looks like it's going to be endless for BD Bean as he finally finds a way back on the stage, but it's just been so difficult for him to try and answer these different approaches from Donald J. Kong, where he's just trying to set up blocks, just, as a way to block himself if he ever gets launched. But those Gale Stabs actually kind of playing in hand right now for BDB, not only as an approach, but a way to catch Phantom Oh my god, wait, did I just see 3 parries on Light Shuriken?
You can't let them get hit because of that move right there. The power thrust down B can't get confirmed off of these light shurikens, which is why
Right.
BeatyBean is using so many of them. Same thing with the Gale Stab as well. No, no blocks though. If you have any opportunity to try and get something started, now is that time. Iron Block kind of throwing things off.
Oh, no. Speaking of Iron Block, no, Iron. Board, down J Kong.
Full screen Gale Stab was a little bit risky, but BeatyBean very willing to play
Oh,
slow here.
oh,
Woo!
nice! Good F smash right there, just to catch Phantom air dodging and then just ricocheting that block.
Yeah, you can't buffer attack on blocks as well. You just have to hard react to it. So Donald J. Kong not reacting. Phantom getting kind of mixed up here. That spot dodge was so
Oh,
well timed. The damage is starting to accrue. Still no raw materials. Diamond tools and iron blocks are available, but it's BeatyBean with all the tempo
wait!
control.
And all of a sudden, the tides have turned, looking for the upbeat to potentially take the kill early, but no, couldn't get it. Gets the Gale Stab once again. What's the answer here? Do you just try to go for that down throw into the up air? No, he's just fishing.
Ooh, what a pickup from full screen. Go for the power thrust. And then the forward air as a reversal, though. Not going to close out the stock because it was used from off stage. You got full screen to go if you're going to be swinging with forward airs and back airs. But at these percentages, anything could connect with just the jab. The forward input came out a little bit too late, and the forward smash was not the input. Uh-oh. The minecart gets picked up, and it's BeatyBean finds a way to get back to stage again by finding a hit, and then finds the power thrust from full screen again. Phantom not reacting, and a smile on BeatyBean's face as he steals that game right out from under Phantom.
I'm kind of speechless. That was just crazy
No.
adaptation and just really, really good defensive play from BeatyBean. As you saw in the dying stages of that game, he was just trying to go for that down B, and just really throwing out these shurikens, not allowing Phantom to mine, and the material management from Phantom was really, really poor, and BeatyBean just capitalized on that. That's what you got to do when you see a Steve down on their luck. You just gotta, gotta take it away from him.
Yeah, apply some of that pressure, make them feel like they can't place any blocks, which is one of the
Oh my
biggest things
god!
that the character is so hard to deal with about Steve is the block placement. But BeatyBean, after a rough start to game number 2, has really picked up like the best ways to approach them, popping out the bottom block with Mii Sword Fighter's insanely good down tilt. This early damage is big, not far into the mining loop, and no iron available. Oh, but a big wall in order to fight for it.
Right, but that back air is just going to be able to kind of diminish that really, really quickly. As you can see right there, BeatyBean is throwing that out. So we're going to see that a lot more, and I wonder what the answer is to be able to punish these back airs to break these blocks.
Choosing to go right through it from the middle block perspective. Swinging still, iron tools online. We'll see if he chooses to craft any little bit. Man, these light shurikens are putting in work.
And that's why BeatyBean has it. It's such a good tool that, a lot of Mii Sword Fighters tend not to go for, and the up smash not gonna kill just yet, but a lot of damage, a lot of knockback though right there. And BeatyBean doesn't go for the down throw. Yeah, too high of a percentage at this point.
Still very scary. And again, depleted of all raw materials. Diamond online, but you're not gonna try and craft a diamond at 130%. You might have a second one, but it's not worth trying to risk. And the back air to capture the roll in. And there's the diamond craft immediately. 3 iron blocks as well. A lot going for Phantom here, but unable to find a hit. And the intercept from BeatyBean was so good. Oh, an even better nil forward smash, but the timing even better from BeatyBean to get out from there.
Still alive, courtesy of that nair clanking with that L smash. Alright. Jesus. He's just poking, and it's working, right? He's just trying to force Donald J. Kong into a potential um, air dodge scenario and just catch that because we saw that in the first stock, right? Where BDB most of his damage was just reading what he would do in disadvantage and just getting the perfect punish. And we were talking about how as this game started and as this game continues to go, BDB looks like he just has the right answers now. He knows what he needs to look for and is going to keep on doing it. His game plan is never going to change if he keeps on working like this.
Yeah, just intermittent mix-ups, playing the mid-range really well. Like, this is the type of spot where a lot of times the blocks don't offer a ton of effect because you're watching BDB and break them so reliably and fluidly that Phantom's got to take a risk with something like a pop out
I
minecart
like
or
that.
a dash attack. Meanwhile, BeatyBean is constantly controlling the tempo, the bounce off the blocks. They're going to throw off the down throw conversion, and the DI is going to be correct the second time around for Phantom. Still behind the 8 ball, but you're out of major death percent windows for any of BeatyBean's throw conversions.
And you get all these materials back courtesy of that diamond just mining away as BDB again tries to find and just kind of poke his way through these walls. And yeah, it's just gonna be same old same old. When you have stone, it's or cobblestone like that, you kind of just gotta go for it. Get stuff. Like doesn't get any more. Get stage spike. The untechable.
The risk taken by BDB there was a little uncharacteristic for how he had played the rest of the game, just trying to find that stock. But when Steve has all the iron in the world on top of some raw materials in order to make a TNT, he can get a couple of extra vertical boosts. And now we're seeing the snowball start to take effect. Iron blocks on top of stone of reinforcement. That wall is not going to come down for a little bit. BDB still hunting for a stock. Very possible, but
Oh,
running out of time.
out of time indeed, but finally gets it there with 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. I mean, Phantom could definitely play time if he put his mind to it.
Ooh, he burned a ton of
Oh,
resources. Barely able to make it back despite the flint and steel starting to swing. Are both players a great tech
yeah.
from BDB?
Able to roll away from that minecart, which could have definitely buried. Forward airs coming through for BDB. Just trying to use that busted down tilt that we were talking about earlier. No materials for Phantom. No worries as that forward smash is able to connect past that wall. And BDB struggling to find his way through once again as Phantom is just consistently building up these walls. And the minecart is going to take it. BDB, you fought well. But it's going to be Steve that takes it once again in a 2-1. I mean, props to BeatyBean really for making that possible. At least, making taking what he could out of those games.
Yeah, he was able to pick up the pick up of how Phantom was trying to play that Steve, like very much focused on scrambles turning into his favor, whether it be off whiffs or moves on block, as we saw there from Phantom, like a pretty insane conversion. Same thing here, like just setting up for potential crazy damage out of nowhere. But BeatyBean picked up on that tempo and played around it pretty well. But just because BeatyBean did it didn't mean that Phantom couldn't do it in return. And a lot of the pressure that BeatyBean was supplying through blocks in the latter half of game two and the first part of game three just kind of fell by the wayside as Phantom found ways to reinforce his walls or attack right through them at the proper times where those hits would connect.
Yeah, and it's such a tough loss because it was this moment right here when he was trying to go for these down airs, knowing that Steve can just make it no matter what, and that spike isn't as strong. BD Bean fishing for a little bit too much and paid the price for it ultimately by losing that set. Because I feel like if BD Bean kind of just stayed on stage and waited for Phantom to come back and maybe get a jump, even catch Phantom hanging on that ledge a little bit too much with that down tilt. I feel like BDB definitely could have taken that game, but it was a little bit too antsy. He was in the moment a little bit too much, and again, paid the price. Gonna lose that 2-1, but still has, a set to win to go into the loser side of top 8.
Yeah, he'll be playing against Delta and his Mario, who's made a solid losers run after dropping to Greg House. But that cements the winner side of being Syrup, Yeast, Marvell, and Phantom. The loser side, some of it is cemented, like Level 6 over Sinister and Mr. Muggs over Floppy Fail, but two final slots remaining, whether it be BeatyBean or Delta or Greg House or Yobi. Both of these two sets happening off stream. But we're going to be throwing to I'm not sure if we're doing ads first. Oh,
Yes,
we
we
are
are.
doing ads first, which is right here, the Collision Series esports group, which is part of what you're watching right now. They're providing high quality events, both from a production and a hosting side, centering around captivating content and esports aficionados, dedicating to the community for unity, fun, skill, and sportsmanship. You can support the growth by following any of the channels we're listed right in front of you, which includes the Twitch, the Twitter, Collision Smash, and the YouTube Collision Series.
Yeah, if you guys want to keep on supporting a Collision series, you guys can go to Fusion on Mondays in the same venue that Warped 5 is currently holding their tournament. River City Gaming, again, celebrating their 2-year anniversary. So if you guys want to celebrate that birthday, definitely check out Fusion on Mondays. Doors open at 6, bracket starts at 7, and we got a rotating Buster bracket if you don't do too well.
Then, of course, there is the Xeno Weeklies, which happen every single Wednesday, streamed on House of 3000 and start.gg/Xeno for the bracket. Make sure you attend as many of these as possible because Xeno Zero will be closing down this year. So
Yep.
make sure to check out Xeno every single Wednesday, either on Twitch at twitch.tv/3000 or by attending at 21 Ludlow Street in New York. Make sure to follow Devin 3000 for all of the updates.
Yeah, House of 3K and Xeno Weekly is just a vibe. So definitely
It's good.
check that out. As you know, House of 3K is a very, very, very good organization. But nonetheless, speaking of good organizations, we're gonna bring you guys top 8 later. So Amber and Weimer are gonna bring that for you guys. So stay tuned and catch you guys later.